It feels so good to be standing in this historic pulpit once again, so good to be home, as it were. You entrusted this pulpit to me 11 years ago, and I have sought in these years to serve this pulpit and its heritage and to serve you, both by occupying this pulpit to the limit of my gift and to invite to this pulpit other voices of our liberal religious tradition, our living tradition, so that we might develop together a shared sense of ministry, of cooperative leadership, by which we might know and share the light of truth and the warmth of community and the fire of commitment. It feels so strange to be standing in this historic pulpit once again, so strange to be in this hallowed hall and to be alone in this pulpit and alone in this hall. This is not our usual homecoming, is it? Not our usual ingathering. No pancake breakfast, no after-service coffee hour, no handshakes or hugs, no ear to bend, no shoulder to lean on. Still, this is our usual time of reconnecting and recommitting. Usually, most of us have taken a week away somewhere with our family and friends over the summer. Often we come to this service with a small vial of water that represents the moments of recreation, of recreation, of renewal that we may have experienced over the summer. I've spoken with many of you in the past weeks, many who have argued that they have had just one day summer this summer. Just one day or one weekend where they found something of their usual routine, whether it was a mountain path or the seashore, whether it was a sunrise or a sunset, something that said, here is that moment. For me, it was one night by the sea. I awoke at 3 a.m. and could not get back to sleep. So I threw on a t-shirt and shorts and sandals and walked to the seaside. I looked up and saw the sky, a waning moon, but bright, Jupiter to one side, Mars to the other, framing the moon. Stars so close and bright, I thought I might even touch them. I was swallowed up by the sound of the surf, its repetition, its persistence. I lost myself just for a moment in the eternity that was all around me, touching the eternity that was in my beating, shining, repetitive, persistent human heart. Suddenly there was no COVID-19, suddenly no political divisiveness in my country, no police brutality, no threats of deportation, no fears for just a moment of eviction or foreclosure, no uncovered pre-existing conditions, no unemployment, no imperialist war. I gazed upon infinity, and I heard the roar of the waters and the voices of my ancestors and the gentle murmuring of those to whom I will one day be an ancestor. And then, there for just a moment, I found the renewal of summer. we would gather in a usual ingathering about a basin into which each of us would pour water. And I hope that you will join me now by sharing with your family a basin. I'm going to go to ours over on that altar. So here is water that we've saved from previous years of our being together. And here is water I gathered from the rain barrel in my backyard. I pour this water to share with you the heritage of this place and of our lives, the moment we occupy, in which we hold each other in the fullness of our faith and of our fear, the optimism of our faith, and the hope we have for the world that we are leaving for the future. So a question: what do you do before you eat? In my family, we would wash our hands before supper, before we might take nourishment from this time with each other. Let's prepare to be nourished by washing our hands. In many religions, you wash your hands before a ritual. The Catholic priest during Mass washes his hands before holding the elements that he will bless. The Muslim, before entering the prayer hall, will wash face and hands and feet. Early in the Passover Seder and other Jewish meals, we wash our hands to separate the sacred moment from the everyday. So as people of faith, let's wash our hands again and consider how it is that we're not just a club of like-minded people, but we're a community of communities, a people of faith, doing work that is faithful and just and forgiving and renewing. And in this special and difficult time, we wash our hands to respond to the pandemic which has enveloped our world. Throughout the human family, people are learning to keep distance in social settings, to wear masks when in public, and to wash hands frequently. It is a sign of our interconnectedness, our interdependence, our caring for one another. It is a sign of our solidarity with all who suffer. It is a sign of our respect for each other and our high hopes that our lives will cause no other person harm. And so now let us wash our hands a third time for each other. For time immemorial, human communities have poured out libations and revealed our strong connections to our Mother Earth. We've shown reverence for the land that holds the bones of ancestors. And we've promised that we will leave a fertile earth for the generations yet to come. In a moment, I will take some of this water and pour it back into this vessel. Whoops! For us and for our future. We'll use it when we bless our children and give them names. And then I'll take the rest of this water and I'll bring it outside and pour it into the earth. I'll pour it onto a plant and I'll say a blessing, Ashe, Ashe, to remember the Africans who blessed this continent. And I'll say hope, to recognize that we occupy territory that was not freely ceded to us. And I want to encourage you, while our choir sings the Transylvanian blessing, to imagine your own ancestors, your own life's commitments, and the generations yet to come, and to treat this moment as a sacred moment, a sacred pouring of ourselves into the earth, a sacred pouring of ourselves for them, a sacred pouring of ourselves for all of us. Peace, my friends. Salam and shalom. Blessed be this congregation in its being and in its becoming. As Carolyn McDade would remind us, blessed are our lives, blessed our loves, and blessed moment gathered now. Amen. Now we'll take this.
Where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is blessing. Where there is blessing, there is God. Where there is God, there is no
Where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is blessing. Where there is blessing, there is God. Where there is God, there is no need.
Oh,